Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, believe it or not, we are heading out of winter and into spring. Woohoo! That's so exciting. And when that happens, there's a lot more activities, festivals, and events to take part in. Today, we're just going to name a few. There's so much going on, but we're just going to hit some highlights for you. So to start us off, we're going to have Eddie Diaz, the president and founder of Disking for Kids, and Kirsten Hastings from Cottonwood Parks and Recs in our studio. Disking for Kids is a volunteer, no-cost, low-impact program designed to teach our youth the fundamental skills of disc golf and so much more. Through Disking for Kids, children are encouraged to adopt a healthier lifestyle with daily exercise, plus their mentoring program teaches leadership skills, self-confidence, self-discipline, patience, and environmental awareness. All really good stuff. In just a moment, Eddie will share with us the details on this family-friendly activity and their exciting disc golf clinic for kids that's coming up on February 27th. So that's really good. But it's kids of all ages, which is even cooler. So that means I can go too. So, and then after that, we'll have John Bianchini, the outreach coordinator, and board member Bob Rothrock from the Verde River Valley Nature Organization, or commonly known as VRVNO. VRVNO provides nature-based recreation, education, and tourism opportunities towards stewardship of the Verde River Valley. They have a series of events leading up to the much anticipated Bird and Nature Festival. We all love that one, such as workshops that will include improve your birding skills beforehand, and then even a canoe and kayak race to get your blood pumping. That one's a lot of fun. John will be here in the studio to give us the info on all these great VRVNO events happening over the next 2 months. Then Robin Prudhomme Bauer, the vice president of the League of Women Voters of the Greater Verde Valley, will be joining us to discuss their upcoming Sedona Civic Challenge. This is really cool. 8 local organizations will compete in a College Bowl Family Feud style quiz show, answering questions about local, state, and national government. Plus, it's open to the public, so you don't have to miss the fun. That's going to be really cool. Then we'll go on location with naturopathic doctor Amalia Kamateros in Sedona. Amalia was so kind to meet with us and give us insight into the chakras. What are they really, and how they affect us in our everyday life. And if you've ever thought, what the heck is a chakra, and why is everybody talking about it now? Well, this segment is just for you. And we'll finish out our show today with a live performance from the musician, Julian Forrest. Julian Forrest is an eclectic musician that likes to improvise and innovate. Julian plays just a standard electric guitar. However, he plays it in his own visionary and innovative style. It far transcends anything that you might think an electric guitar is even capable of. So stick around and check it out for yourself. It's going to be very interesting. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first guests today, we have Eddie Diaz, the president and founder of Disking for Kids, and Kirsten. Thank you for joining us. Kirsten Hastings from Cottonwood Parks and Rec. Appreciate you guys coming out today.
Thank you very much for having us on.
Yeah, of course. Disking for Kids is an amazing organization. I have a kid, so I can really appreciate what you guys are doing. But tell us a little bit about the organization, because you're just growing leaps and bounds now.
Yes, ma'am. We started back in April. We are a nonprofit, and when we first started off, we started off with 25 children up in Flagstaff, and we mentored them 1 day a week for 1 hour. The next thing you know, the FACS After School program, which is affiliated with the Unified School District, asked us to run their summer program where we went to 250 kids overnight. And we did 2 hours a day, 5 days a week at that point during the summer camp I Want to Go. At that point, when we were almost done, they called us back and they asked to do the entire school year, where there's 9 elementary schools in Flagstaff, with approximately 750 kids in the FACS program. And Disking for Kids is fortunate that we've been able to put the discs in all 750 kids' hands.
Wow, that is truly amazing. Congratulations, Julie.
Thank you very much, and growing. That's why we're here today, because we are fortunate enough to also be in collaborations with the Youth Center.
Right.
And we're going to bring our program down here to the Cottonwood area. We would love to get it down into Sedona, Camp Verde, all this whole area. We want to enrich the kids' lives with a unique sport that's very low impact, and it's very inexpensive. And fortunately, we're involved with a variety of disc golf clubs. One of them being here in the Cottonwood Camp Verde area called the Northern Desert Flyers. And they have leagues for adults at the present. I'm in conjunctions with them so we can start a league for the kids on weekends, which will be very low cost. They'll be able to win discs and just get mentoring from players that have been around the sport for quite some time.
That is fantastic. Now, your event that's coming up, your disc golf clinic for kids of all ages, that is happening at the Kids Activity Park in Cottonwood on February 27th from 9 until 12. Tell us a little bit about what's going to go on there.
What's going to go on there is we're going to set up we're going to set up inside the baseball diamond that they have there. We're going to set up different areas where we'll be able to show the kids putting, mid-ranging, and driving. And we're fortunate enough that we're going to have the world champion, Anthony Barella, who is 15 years old, give demonstrations at the clinic and also sign discs.
Wow.
And on top of that, we're just going to teach the kids the fundamentals and give everybody an opportunity to get a disc in their hand and actually throw it, rather than just showing up to a clinic and not being involved. This is a hands-on, and as you said, it's awesome because you could be 8 or 80 and do it.
Right.
And the mayor's going to be there, and she's going to be handing out discs.
Oh, there we go.
75
Mayor Diane
kids,
Jones.
So yeah,
that is really cool. Now, Kirsten, tell us about the youth center. This is big news. This is a really cool thing.
So we used to have the after-school program in the summer camp housed at the Parks and Rec facility.
At the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
That's the word I was looking for. So we basically grew out of that space, and so now we're over at the youth center, which is the old Boys and Girls Club building, which is right there at the Kids Activity Park. So we thought this is a great collaboration between Eddie and myself, where we can bring this event out, and we're going to have an open house at the youth center at the same time, just to let people know that we're there. It's a great facility. It's huge. We have lots of things for the kids to do, lots of activities. So it's going to be good.
That's true. And you guys do a summer camp program.
We should do.
You do a winter break program, spring break program.
Spring break's coming up. Yep.
Do you do after school programs as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So anytime the schools are closed, we're open.
Wow.
I work my calendar in conjunction with the Cottonwood Oak Creek School District calendar, so that we're open during those times. Like right now, they only have half days these 2 days today because of parent-teacher conferences. So we're open for that. So
wow.
yeah.
Thank you.
President's Day, all that good stuff. So we're here. So when parents are working and they don't have a place for their kids to go, they can take them to the youth center.
Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. Now, if we call ahead and find out how is the space availability these days?
The facility is huge, so we really are at a point now where we can accept lots of kids at this point. And when we were at the rec center, it was tight, so we were having to cut our enrollment at that point. But now we've got plenty of openings.
Oh, that is so awesome. And what a wonderful collaboration between Disking for Kids and you guys. And to have your event right there in front of the youth center and to do an open house all at the same time is really fantastic. Nice work.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And also, if I can also add, immediately after the event that we're having at the youth center, we're also going to be having a benefit disc golf tournament at Riverfront Park. And the proceeds from that benefit disc golf tournament are going to help us to be able to buy new baskets and new discs. So when we start our program here with the kids in Cottonwood, which we're working on the dates right now, how many days a week, so on and so forth. And but this tournament is going to help facilitate that.
That's wonderful. That's
I'm
nice.
hoping to incorporate this into part of our after-school program, where he can come out maybe once a week and just have a little, to bring variety into the program and what we're offering the kids. Have him out.
Super. Yeah, and getting the kids outside is a really good thing. I struggle with that with mine. They want to sit inside and watch TV. And
I think a lot of parents feel that
play
way.
video games. And, you see them sitting there on the couch and you're like, oh, couch potato. Oh, this is not good.
When I was a kid, we were riding our bikes all over till dark, So I want to see my kids doing the same things.
Oh, I know.
And disking for kids, there's no internet required.
Exactly.
Nice. Right.
No, I mean, that's the best part about it, because and not only that, it also brings families together, and it also brings the community together. And what I've seen out there is I've seen a lot of seniors, and I'm in collaborations with the Parks and Rec, like I said, to get bigger tee boxes or shorter tee boxes so the kids can play and also the seniors can play.
Right.
And just get everybody out there and make it fun.
Right. It's a low impact sport. So anyone of any physical level, even if you've been sitting on the couch playing Minecraft for the past 3 years, you can still get up and throw a disc and you're walking. It's a little bit less strenuous than actual golf, but it's still outside, a little walking. Oh, you toss this. It's really wonderful, and the camaraderie and to meet people and kids getting out to meet other kids these days can be challenging as well. Everybody lives other places and everybody's working and, you know, they're at grandma's or whatever. And so this is nice. They can build friendships, and learning a sport is always good. And patience is always a good thing to be learned.
Amen. Eye-hand coordination, and like I said, what I've noticed the most about it is, doesn't matter if you're winning on your card. If somebody else gets a good shot, everybody on the card is applauding them, and they're happy because they got an ace or they got a nice birdie or something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's great camaraderie, as you said.
That's true. Very cool. And you have a great website, disking for the numeral 4 kids.org. Check that out. It's got all the information about the upcoming disc golf clinic for kids of all ages. It has the information of the adult tournament, which is happening afterwards. You can see all the posters and information on how to get contact if you want to contact Eddie, get your child involved, or of course in conjunction with the wonderful new youth center. How do they get in contact with the youth center, Kirsten?
They would just call 639-3200, which is the number for the rec center, and the extension then would be 3223.
There you go. Check it out.
They could just ask for the youth center and they'll transfer them.
There you go. There you go. Well, Kirsten, thank you for being here. Eddie, thank you for being here. Congratulations on the amazing growth of your organization. That's really awesome. And I will absolutely see you on Saturday, February 27th from 9 to 12. So be there. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family?
This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort,
Dad, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry.
Go along, son!
it's always worth it.
Whoa, faster!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Now in the studio, we have John Bianchini, the Outreach Coordinator for VRVNO, and also with us is Bob Rothrock, a board member for the Verde River Valley Nature Organization. That's quite a handle.
It is.
It is, but a wonderful
A mouthful.
organization you guys have. How long have you
Thank
been
you.
around now?
This is our 4th year
All right.
since forming, and are expanding and growing, and trying to get people acquainted with the river that runs through our communities.
Right, and such an important river it is.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what VRVNO does for the river.
Well, we do fun activities, ranging from paddling on the river, learning about its flora and fauna, workshops and things to get people acquainted with birding in particular is something that we specialize in. Our signature event is the Verde Valley Birding and Nature Festival, and this year will be its 16th year.
Very nice, very nice. And to warm you up for that, you guys are having Birding 101, a 2-day workshop. Tell us how that's going to work.
It involves both classroom time and out in the field with some of our top guides, expert people, who will, well, tell them how to how to use their binoculars.
Sure.
What to look for when you spot a bird, so that you can begin to make its identification rather than that gray job up there.
Right, yeah. Right, there's a bird. You'll know what kind of bird it is. And we're fortunate. We have so many amazing birds here. But the difference between this particular sparrow and that particular sparrow is like, wow, one little feather difference. And
sparrows are tough.
the sparrows are really tough, and there's quite a lot of tough ones, and we have lots of blue ones and lots of brown ones and lots of red ones, and it's way too much fun. My daughter and I do birding a little bit, and she just got so into it. We sit on the porch with the book, and what's that? What's that?
Yeah.
And last year she joined the birding festival, actually with friends who took her out, and she highly enjoyed it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's an amazing, amazing festival. But for someone who maybe has been like, oh, I'd really like to go, but doesn't feel they have the skills to make it worthwhile, Birding 101 is going to be the thing to do. That's February 27th and 28th. That's very important. You can check that out. If you go to VRVNO.org, you can see the schedule. You can learn all you want to know about VRVNO and see what's going on, and then you'll be able to, they sign up through the website, is that correct?
Definitely. And
Very
if you're
good.
thinking of going to the birding festival, a lot of the most popular trips fill up very quickly. Registration opened on Monday.
Right.
So if you're thinking of going to the birding festival and participating in a guided trip, you want to go to the website real soon and check it out.
Absolutely. And the Birding and Nature Fest this year is April 21st through the 24th. But as you say, you've got to sign up for it now. So go to vrvno.org and get that squared away.
And also Jay's Bird Barn, they do weekly tours.
Oh,
so if you contact
really?
Dina in Sedona, she'll send you an email, and they accept about 12 people per week. I just went out for the first time a few days ago.
Oh, nice.
Up Ogden Ranch Road, up towards Black Canyon. And it was actually pretty interesting. She gives you these really, really nice binoculars.
Oh, nice.
And you get like superhero vision. It's
Wow.
something else. I'd recommend it. And you really understand the relationship of birds, because Arizona has the 3rd highest biodiversity in the country for birds. And you see how the Verde Valley plays an important role in these creatures' migration, going from the Arctic or Canada all the way down into Mexico and back.
Right.
So they really need the Verde Valley to be a healthy ecosystem.
Absolutely, and that's up to everybody here. So, as outreach coordinator, what would you say your main job is?
It's basically just to get out into the community and find out who's doing what and how that incorporates into the river, the plants, the animals. You know, are they gardeners? Are they kayakers? Are they mountain bike riders? Anybody that's outdoors is participating with the natural environment, and we're all here for a reason. We love this area. So how can we all collectively move forward on the things we love, even though we may not do all the same things as everyone else, but we all appreciate similar things, so we have to protect this region. And I think a lot of people that have these hobbies outdoors, they really love this area and want to see it protected. So
Certainly.
we can all work together on that.
Well, that's true. Now, are you a birder?
I'm not a birder, no. I've seen lots of birds, but I've always just thought, well, there's a bird.
Well, there you go.
After going to Dina's class, it was interesting because you really stop and take the time to see this little bird, and wow, you know, I realize now that this bird there's a little mating couple and they're making a nest under this mesquite tree, whereas before you drive and fly down a dirt road on your bike or in a car, you see the bird and you don't pay attention. So you really see now that this bird, okay, they're eating plants from this area, so these plants are important because it keeps these birds alive, and it really connected that for me. That was
Sure,
nice.
yeah, and increased your awareness of the environment here in the Verde Valley, which is really cool. Now, how about kayaking and canoeing then? Is that more your style?
I've only been down Oak Creek in
yes.
a canoe, and I wouldn't recommend
my
it.
Oh, but I would.
Well, there you go. Well, tell us about the canoe and kayak
Well, I
race
got
that's gonna
involved
be
with
coming up.
VRVNO because I'm a boater.
Oh,
I've
right.
been a boater all my adult life, and I think floating on a river is one of the finest things you can do with the time that we have. So I've made it my mission to get people out to the river, get them in boats and on the river, and get acquainted with this real special resource, the Verde River. The Verde is boatable by people with very limited skills, actually, in the run here through the Verde Valley. You don't want to leave the Verde Valley until you have more skills, but there's stretches here that are very nice as introductory portions of the river, you don't need more than a kayak, a paddle, and a life jacket, when the weather's warm at least, to really have a nice time floating down the Verde River.
Yeah, it's lovely. I've done it. It really is an amazing experience. And
Yeah.
you think, so as you're flying down the road, you look over and go, yeah, there's the river. But it's completely different when you're in it. It's beautiful.
Certainly, yeah.
It's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And on March 19th, you're going to host the 4th annual Verde River Runoff, which is a 5 and 10 mile canoe and kayak race. And you've just added a stand-up board category.
That's correct. That's becoming
awesome.
really popular.
It sure
and
is.
last year we had a couple of folks doing that as a demonstration to show that it can be done. So this year we're adding it as a category, and we're real excited to see those SUPs out there on the river.
Yeah, are you going to try that now?
As the race coordinator, I unfortunately don't get a chance to be on the river that day, but we'll be on the river beforehand, making sure all the hazards are removed, low-hanging
Wonderful.
branches and things like
Sure.
that. And then also on the day of the race, we have safety teams at hazard spots, spots that can be technically tricky, and to help people who might happen to tip in.
Sure.
And so it's a safe event in that way for people to who are fairly new to boating but want to try being in a race. It is a race. There are prizes for the winners, $50 gift certificates for the 10 milers who finish first in their category.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a really great event. We're looking forward to having quite a few people this year because there's more snow in the mountains.
Yeah.
We'll have more of a runoff.
Beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful runoff this year. How does the race work? Does everybody start en masse, or is it just timed, one person at a time?
We typically start by category. So all the men's and women's solo kayakers will launch at one time, and then the canoes will launch, and then inflatable kayaks. We sort of try to balance it out depending on how many registrants there are in the different categories, so that there's not bunches of people when people aren't bunched up, because then accidents happen.
Right, that's true. And that water's cold. It's going to be really cold this year.
Well, we'll see. We hope it's not really cold.
Really
but,
cold. Oh, my
we hope
goodness.
there's plenty of it.
There's
It makes
gonna
it
be
more fun.
Oh, it's going to be just wonderful.
Yeah.
And that all leads up, gets you warmed up to the Birding and Nature Fest, April 21st through the 24th. What's new this year at the Birding Fest, gentlemen?
Ooh, I'm not familiar with what's new, honestly. I've only been here a month.
Oh, wow, a newbie. John, that's so great. Well, welcome.
Yeah. Well, this is the 16th year of the Birding Fest, so it's been a very successful event. So you have to be careful to not mess with success.
Absolutely.
I do know that a lot of their workshops will be the same just because of the demand.
Right.
People that come year and year after year, they want to see the same birds. It's kind of an experience for them. And so, yeah, I think it's pretty much the same.
Well, you don't mess with perfection.
Well, and if they didn't get into a workshop or a tour that they wanted to another year, there's many each day. So it would take it takes someone a number of years to participate in all the activities, tours, workshops, and so forth that are available at the Birding Festival.
Wow.
So many of them are repeated.
That is truly amazing. Hear that it would take you a couple of years to do it all. That's how amazing the Bird and Nature Fest is, which is great. So thank you very much for what you guys are doing with the Verde River Valley Nature Organization.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah, I practiced that one. But it's really a great organization. Welcome, John. Welcome to the club. Nice to have you. And Bob, thank you so much for your years of service. Really appreciate you guys being here. Have a wonderful season with all these wonderful things going on. Check out VRVNO.org. That's got all the information you need on it right there. Find out about the Birding 101. Find out about the kayak and canoe race. You can find out about the Bird and Nature Fest. Everything you need. VRVNO.org. And don't go away, because we'll be right back.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Robin Prudhomme-Bauer, who is the Vice President of the League of Women Voters of the Greater Verde Valley.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
How many members do you have now? Do you know?
Oh my gosh, somewhere's around 50, I think.
That's
Somewhere's
awesome.
right at that. Yeah. We just keep growing all the time.
Yeah.
We're small, but very active group, doing lots of really fun things this year. So
I know. It's really interesting. You're dedicated to public service in the field of government. It's a national organization, but it's open to both men and women.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
Yes. We've been open membership. Anybody 18 years and older can join. Since 1974 is when I believe we said men were okay.
There you go. Why not? They make it interesting.
They make it interesting, absolutely. And so that's the fun with politics.
Yeah, absolutely. And this year, of course, wow, with wow, you guys are so busy this year with all the elections and everything going on. What is it that you guys will be doing right now?
Well, one of the things we have coming up that's really a lot of fun is our Sedona Civic Challenge. It's a new fun thing that we're starting this year. It's 8 teams are going to be competing in what we've kind of talked about being a family feud, Jeopardy kind of format, competing around current events, stuff around government, history, both nationally at the state level and in Sedona and Verde Valley issues. So that's going to be fun, and we need some fun with this election year coming up. Voter registration is our big key thing we're doing, trying to get people registered to vote and then get them out to vote. So, this month we're holding several voter registration drives throughout the Verde Valley. Upcoming, we have at Yavapai College this week. We'll be doing 2 sessions up there. In Sedona, we have a couple of locations. I think one is at Natural Grocers and Weber's in the village of Oak Creek and Red Rooster. And the reason this month is important, it's just sort of the segue of more things coming up, is what we've got the presidential preference election in March. And that's, it's not a primary election like what we've just experienced in Iowa or what's coming up in New Hampshire. This is where the parties will be choosing which candidates in those parties that are official, like Republican, Democrat, Green Party, I think are the 3 official parties in Arizona, where they will be determining who the delegates from Arizona should be voting for when they go to convention.
Wow. That's big.
That is big.
It's really big.
Yeah, that is big. So that's our little, Arizona's little part in helping determine who's going to be the president of the United States.
Well, that's a really big deal.
It's a very big deal. Yeah.
And getting people registered to vote is a really big deal. I just met someone the other day. I was having a conversation. She was in her late 60s, and she said, I'm not registered to vote. I've never voted. I said, wow. I didn't know such people existed.
Well, my question is, why?
Well, then she said, but I am registering this year. I'm
Very
going to register
good.
and I'm going to vote. And I said, I am so proud of you.
Oh, yes,
That
absolutely.
is really awesome.
Yeah,
you need your voice
absolutely.
to be heard.
We have a friend of mine, a fellow leaguer, said at a meeting, she said, if you don't register to vote, guess what? You're still voting.
Right.
And you have to think about that. You
Yeah.
basically have given the power to everybody else. And so, and you are voting in one way or the other. But it's not necessarily good because you might not like the outcome of that vote.
Right.
So registering is very, very important. And many elections have been won and lost by 1 or 2 votes, and that could be because somebody didn't register to vote and vote. So
that's true.
It's
and it's
really
not that hard
important.
to vote.
No,
It really
it's not.
isn't.
Oh no, we make it relatively easy in the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
In Yavapai County on election day, on most elections, not all, but in the big elections, we do voting centers. So you can vote in any voting location throughout the county. That's really, really easy.
Right. Takes less than 5 minutes, too.
Right, right. Less than 5 minutes. And then if you don't want to do that, you can be on the permanent early voting list.
Yep.
And get your ballot at your home, and you can take your time doing it.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you have 30 days to send it in or something.
Yep. That is what I chose to do, and I've been doing that for 7 years since I moved in Arizona. And I
Makes
tell
it
you,
easy.
It's awesome. It
Yeah.
is so awesome. Once you've got that, it comes to me. I don't have to go anywhere. And yes, I don't have to go, I got to get back on my lunch break. That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
You take your time, you get educated on the subject, which is obviously very important to be educated.
Yeah, this year
on
is
the
going to be a really important year. We have elections. Oh my gosh, we have elections locally, statewide, countywide, and federal elections. So it's a big year. We will be having we don't know the numbers yet, but I am sure there will be several ballot propositions we'll be voting on because Arizonans really like to sign the petitions to put things on the ballot. So we will see that. We won't know that until July, so that's a little bit down the road. But it's a big, big election year, and we hope people are really engaged in it. It's important.
Definitely.
You know, we have to have good civil discourse about the issues. We need to talk about them openly and honestly and listen to each other, and maybe some of the candidates will learn a little bit more about doing that if we do it.
There
maybe
you go.
they'll lead. Maybe they'll follow our example. How's
Maybe.
that?
We can have hope. I have
We
hope.
can have hope. Okay.
Now, Robin, what does it take to be a member of the League of Women
Oh,
Voters?
it's really easy to be a member. Just tell me you want to be a member. I will say, fine, just give me your dues and I'll put you on the list. You can go to our website at lwvverdevalley.com or .com, excuse me.
There you go.
And
that's a
we
tough
have
one.
a membership form on there, and you can fill it out, print it off, fill it out, and mail it to the address on the form. So it's easy. You can attend one of our events if you see us around town. We always have membership forms available. For people, we'll just hand it to you. You can just turn around, hand us a check, and we're ready. You're already a member at that moment. So
that's great. Yeah, and then you can help other people exercise their right to vote
Absolutely.
and take part in the political process. Now, it's interesting because it says the League never supports or opposes political parties or candidates for elective office. So you guys stay very neutral. Is that correct?
Not completely true. I mean, we do in terms of candidates. We don't, exactly as you said, but we do take stands on issues. When we have propositions that will be on the state ballot, we will be looking at some of them, whether we take a stand, yes or no, on them. And that's because it's issues that are important to the organization that our members have studied, and we've come up with what we call a position statement on that. So
very good.
We can do that, and
good.
That's okay.
That's good. I'm
we
glad
have
to hear
those
that.
Political
I'm glad
side
to
of
hear
us.
that. You need that fire, you know.
Oh,
I get so,
absolutely.
charged up.
Issues are much more important than candidates. Issues are really where policy is made.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that really affects each and every one
Yes,
of
it
us.
does.
So the take home today is get out and register to vote if you're not. If you are, make sure that you vote. And go ahead and go to LWVVerdeValley.com, the League of Women Voters of the VerdeValley.com. Check out the website, really great website. If you want to go ahead and be a part of this amazing organization, male or female, just have to be 18, is that correct?
That's right.
There you go, and you can join and get out, and yeah, I want to be one of those people at the table where are you registered? Come here. I want to do that.
We're going to recruit you for a registration event. How's that?
There we go. Robin, thank you so much for being here. Good luck with everything
always
this
fun.
year. Yes, thank you.
Take care.
And we'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing. And it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We now have the pleasure of being here with Amalia Camateros, who is a naturopathic doctor, a shamanic healer. She is a transformational life coach, so many other things. This woman is a wealth of knowledge. We're here to kick her brain today about chakras. We've mentioned that several times over the past couple of interviews, and I thought it might be a good time to actually explain what is a chakra in layman's terms, Amalia.
Yes. Chakra means a wheel, like a spinning wheel of light. It comes from a word from the Hindu tradition, the Sanskrit seed language of the Hindu tradition, and chakra means a spinning wheel of light. Now we can look at it that any spinning wheel of light transmits energy outwards, and it also receives energy. So it kind of it does explain that when you meet someone and you really like the feeling of them, you want to be with them, or you feel a really strong heart connection but nothing else. That's the heart chakras connecting.
Okay.
And sometimes you'll meet someone who's incredibly brilliant in the mind and you have that connection but nothing else. But there's certain connections that happen through the chakras, and they're transmitters, so they give out, they emit a kind of energy from your soul, from your being and how you stand in the world. And it also receives energy from the cosmos, from whatever you want to call it, the God light. And so that's basically what chakras are. Now the chakras also run along the spine, but if you were to be opened up and investigated, no one would find a chakra.
Sure.
So it really is more of an energetic body,
right?
The energy bodies. And just like in the same realm of the aura, where you can't see it, but you feel it, and you know it's there.
Sure.
And so the chakras actually correlate. Seven chakras in this physical human body. Some say there's 8, and you'll hear different, you know, coloration, slight variations of colorations, but basically they run in the same flow as the rainbow.
Right.
Starting
It's
with
very
red
convenient.
at the root. Very convenient. Yeah. Running from red, which is the earth, the base, and to the crown, which is the white, which is the heavenly area. And so these 7 wheels of light actually correlate to the 7 hormonal glands in the body. Not everybody knows that, but it's good to know because they do have a function. It's not just the spiritual, oh, it feels good.
Exactly.
There's actually purpose and definition for each chakra and how each chakra heals a particular area of the body in relationship to the hormonal glands.
Sure, absolutely. And you hear a lot of talk, oh, your heart chakra or your crown chakra, your throat chakra. A lot of us have throat chakra issues, especially this time of year. And when one of them is out of balance, you feel it in your physical body. And it's pretty easy to balance a chakra. It's a little more simple than people would think, oh, you got to do all this stuff. But it can be a matter of simply color, certain types of light, certain stones. And there are a lot of, yes.
Intention is really, really important for that.
Absolutely.
And how I mostly like to teach people or give them more of an understanding of the first 4 chakras. A lot of people in the spiritual world, and we are in Sedona, so a lot of people really do feel and believe that their spirituality begins from here up. And so they're really like talking heads. They're not really grounded and rooted. And I like to relate the chakra system to a tree and just how simple Mother Nature is. The roots are in the ground. The root chakra, that is called the root chakra, and it's at the base, the very, very base of our spinal area. And we need that each chakra, let's just mention that each chakra has an element that goes with it.
Sure.
You know, there's a color, there's an element, there's a sound, there's a mantra, there's many different things that you can use to balance a chakra up. But I like to look at how the tree functions, basic.
Sure.
The roots are in the ground. The root chakra is about grounding your energy, being secure, the connection you have with yourself and something greater than yourself, which is the earth. It is of the earth element. And emotionally, each chakra has an emotional counterpart.
Sure.
It's important that we feel secure in ourselves, that we can stand in our own being and feel connected to the earth, feel connected to our ancestors, the roots of our ancestry. Is connected to a lineage, just like the roots is connected to the earth and it draws the energy up. And then we come to the next part of that system in our second chakra, which is the seed, kind of like the seed, and where the creation and the creative energy, the potential of what we're here to do is very much held in here, and that's the water element. And so this is a lot to do with how we flow in our life, how we move with one another in our life. What is our relationship like in our communication? I mean, that's to do with the throat as well. But so each chakra has a specific pathway. And then we have the solar plexus, and that's like the trunk relating to the tree. It's like the trunk of the tree. How strong do we stand in our life? Not only secure, not only are we creative and flowing in our life, but how strong are we standing in our trunk? This is the power center. And then we have the heart, and I relate the heart to the branches, which is where all that energy gets to be expressed in the world, just like the branches of a tree. And that's the simple way of remembering what the chakras can be like.
Sure, that's great. That's beautiful. And then there's even more as it goes up into the air.
Absolutely, up into
you cover the last couple of
and yes, and I can briefly mention that these are the first 4 physical elements. These are the first 4 bodily type of chakras. Then we start getting into the more etheric, less physical.
Right.
Then you have, and this is like a pathway in the yoga traditions. The whole pathway of the yoga pathway is basically a school of evolution. You know, we really need to get the foundation of the house, like our
Right.
own foundation, before we
Right.
start creating what's in it. Before we
Right.
start, you know, powering through what we are doing in our life. We need to, each step is a path along the way, basically from earth to heaven, to the
Sure.
cosmos.
Right. Yeah, it's an amazing part of balancing your life, getting in touch with all the energies that are around your body. You know, in the new year, you know, take the time, do a little research. If you want to learn some more from Amalia, you can check out earthspiritwisdom.com. Did I get that right?
Correct.
Excellent.
Very
You can
correct.
check that out. There's lots more information
And do you see
there.
how it covers the chakras? Earth, spirit,
Excellent.
and the wisdom is the heart.
Right.
So as the chakras, the heart chakra is the central hub of the chakras between our bodies. We have 3 below, and we have the 3 above. The 3 below are the earth bodily chakras, and the 3 above are the ones moving up towards the cosmos.
Well, there we go. Well, there's your brief introduction to the chakra system. Amalia Camateros, thank you so much for letting us in your
You're
home.
welcome.
It's so wonderful.
Yeah, you're
Thank you
welcome.
for sharing your wisdom
Absolutely,
with
it
us.
was really wonderful to share with you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Have a wonderful new year.
Thank you. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Those party fouls? Not a big deal. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. Now that's living healthy and green.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
was so soothing. That was really, you don't look at someone who looks like you, Julian. This is Julian Forrest, looks like a heavy hitter rock star. You see an electric guitar and you go, oh my God. And then that comes out. And you're going, oh, that's so nice. That's wonderful. And I know that this is your own thing. This is your own style that you've created. Yeah. How would you describe what you do with something that's normally like this kind of musical instrument to create a soothing effect?
Well, you know, I love what you said, by the way, and I get that a lot. And I actually do play hard rock guitar, and I also play classical guitar. I do classical concerts. I play the sitar from India, so I do lots of different things. So all that's kind of with me all the time. And so this particular type of thing is very surprising to people, but let's talk about the instrument really quick. It's definitely a hard rock looking instrument, but I play with classical orchestras with it. And one of the reasons why I play it is because it has a history that people don't know about. The way the neck is designed is similar to a classical guitar. And it's actually got this super high access. So if I'm playing a violin concerto by Niccolo Paganini, I want to do an arpeggio that's 4 octaves. I've got that higher note. There's nothing in my way. So one of the designs for this is I don't have that thing that's in there. Yeah, and so that's part of it. But also these are very resonant guitars and so on and so forth. But to come more to the music and away from the mechanics is I have a really sophisticated history with studying Pythagoras and the Egyptian priesthood and just like, you know, geometry, you know, mathematics, philosophy, science. And so it's all kind of combined in the way I think about sound and its effect and harmonics and what it's really doing. And so it's not an intellectual exercise, it's just that all that's kind of combined in there at some level. And so it creates this super soothing effect on people, and it's very relaxing and elevating.
Yeah, for sure. And hence why you're going to be a featured performer on February 14th at World Sound Healing Day at Unity Church in Sedona.
Yeah.
That's going to be
really
an amazing
looking forward
event.
to that one.
Yeah, for sure. And then after that, you've got another event on February 20th.
Yeah, that's at Atlantis, which is a beautiful place. If you've never seen Atlantis or been in there, I'd recommend stopping by and just catch the feel of it. It's a very artistic, light-filled kind of a establishment, if you will, place,
For sure. And what will you be doing there? Concert, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be focused a little more on the activation part of people that are interested in meditation or kind of raising their energy field or healing and purifying. I would always do some of that anyway at a sound healing event, no matter what, but it's going to be heightened because of the location and the people that are involved at Atlantis. It's going to be also considered more of an activation as opposed to just a sound healing or a concert.
Sure. Yeah, and there's a difference, in case you didn't know that. You can check out JulianForrestMusic.com if you want the website. Of course, Julian's on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, lots of good stuff out there. Now, you have an album called Arcanum, correct? And that has been featured in movies and used for videos and lots of stuff. So you're out there. It's great stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. And here's a picture of it, just so people can see what it looks like. The
oh, sweet!
By
I love this picture.
So I always like to kind of give him a little promotion because he doesn't need it or ask for it, but it was so cool of him to make that design for me, and I just love what he does.
The same guitar and everything, and the flowing hair. It's lovely, and you're just so different and unusual. I appreciate what you're doing as a musician. I appreciate what you bring to the world with your music. I like folks that go above and beyond and create something wonderful. So check him out February 14th at Unity Church for World Sound Healing Day, and then February 20th at Atlantis. Of course, that information is out on your Facebook page if you check him out, Julian Forrest, on Facebook. You can get all the information about where you're going to be seen and what's going on. Of course, listen to your clips and things like that. And you're going to play another selection for us.
Sure, absolutely.
Do you name your selections?
You know what? The last one I played is called Angelic Fade, and that's off of Arcanum, and I just improvised off of that. I never played them the same way. And I'll play another one that's called Celestial Visions, and I'm going to feature that one here especially because people can look it up on YouTube. They put Julian Forrest, Celestial Visions. People really love the video for it. So that's a good one for me to improvise on at least.
Well, thank you, Julian. Appreciate you being here. JulianForrestMusic.com. You can check him out. Thank you so much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. Really appreciate it. We have a Facebook page now, so you can check us out on Facebook. Of course, as always, on VerdeValleyTV.com. If you missed anything, you can check it out, and we'll see you next time.